I'm Monica.
And I'm Ruth Mary.
Wait, do you hear that?
Yep, you know what that is.
The intro. Today is the first day of block schedule.
Remember, you only have odd periods today, so that's 1, 3, and 5. Tomorrow, you're going to have 2, 4, and 6.
We will continue block schedule for the next 3.5 weeks up until May 15th. Remember to bring earbuds for testing if you have some.
If you don't, you will be provided with headphones. Make sure to get plenty of rest and eat healthy meals as we test.
And remember that we have a normal schedule on Thursdays.
Anyway, with that in mind, let's take a look at this week's calendar.
It's Monday. There's a MVP clinic at 2:45 through 4. Also, there is a CAS testing. Our interaction is in room 104 at 2:40 to 3:40. Knitting club, room 115 at 2:35 to 3:35. And room 310 Mesa club is being held at lunch. Advanced stutter strings is in room 110 at 2:40 to 3:30.
It's Crystal Tuesday. We have beginning set of strings in room 110 at 2:45 to 3:45. There is an MVP clinic at 2:45 to 4. Again, there is CAS testing. Good luck.
It's Mohammed Wednesday. Today, Anime Club is in room 106 at lunch. Hot Club is in room 13 at lunch. Again, another MVP clinic is being held from 2:40 to 4. CAS testing is also today. Happy Hump Day.
Today there is no CAS testing. There is also track meet at Rosemont at 3:30. It's Pedro Friday. There is LGBTQ plus club in room 301 at lunch. Mathletes is from 2:45 to 3:45. Lastly, there is CAS testing. Have a good week, minors.
Now let's take a sneak peek at the Queer Voices panel. If you would like to watch the full video, take a look at our YouTube channel.
So if we look back into our history books, the ones that we flip in our classes, you won't see a lot of stories or hear a lot of stories like the ones you're going to hear today, or even your own, right? So I'm not sure if Martin Luther King also implied that homosexuals or equality with homosexuals or LGBTQ was part of his dream. But if it wasn't part of his I Have a Dream speech, I think now is the time for us to make it part of the history.
I will start real quick. So I was born on April Fool's Day. I know my life's a joke. So the birth story is that movimiento, dejarme mover como los árboles, me dejo sin importar los consejos, ya no le temo lo sagrado que fluye por mis huesos.
Language is so socially constructed, and so we have such a power to shape-shift language and how we use it and how we intend to use it.
It's almost like the word that starts with a B, right? I don't know if I can say that. No. So women have been reclaiming a lot of words in the women's movement that technically have been demeaning, but now we're reclaiming those words and using it in a powerful way.
but in terms of people using that's okay, isn't that so dumb? I mean, an argument that I have heard is just well, okay, but if that were your name in place of that, oh, that's such a Steph thing to do, that's such a whatever. I mean, that puts it into perspective for some folks, because some people just use it as they don't necessarily associate that so much with an identity as they do as just
Here's a new segment we like to call Think Fast or Be Last.
We might come to your class and ask you questions from the past. It's time to think fast or be last.
The heart. The skin.
Brain? Lungs.
A chain.
It's like the ladder thingy, the flexi ladder thing. Staircase. The flesh?
Plants.
Science? I do not.
I don't know.
306 or like 210, 210.
Track has another meet at Rosemont this Thursday at 3:30. Wish them luck.
Speaking of track, let's take a look at what they have to say.
Well, it all started out, I tried out for the team. I didn't make it. I'm not that fast. But what people recommended to me is you should be a manager. And I thought it was a great idea because I'd still be doing work and I'd still be part of the awesome track environment and everything, be around awesome people. And the best thing is I get the fancy gear too.
The inspiration for this year's uniforms is because it's my last year of coaching track at Sutter, and we wanted to make it our best ever. And I'm a U.S. history teacher, so we went traditional, patriotic, red, white, and blue. When I first came here 13 years ago, we had a wonderful principal named Mr. Purcell, and he knew that I was a runner and wanted me to take over the program and develop it, and it's really grown to, we have 105 athletes this year, and it typically runs around 100 athletes. Well, I think it's because it combines two of my favorite things, teenagers and running. I love to be around teenagers, teach teenagers, and my pastime is that I just love being out on the road running.
Running competitively.
Because I'm good at running and I wanted to try out track.
Because a lot of my friends were doing it.
We first warm up with our mile and then our exercises, and then we'll just get with our team if we need to, go over things, and then wait until our event is called.
We warm up as a team, and then if you're on a relay team, you split up with your relay team and you work on getting your baton passes down.
Our best part about track is the meets.
The experience and being with my friends.
Push and motivate each other during practice and in the meets.
Congrats to Tyler Finley for making a hole-in-one last Tuesday at Lamb Park.
Our picker did such an amazing job with the Student Educational Video Awards, aka SEVA.
Let's take a look at the red carpet.
What school do you go to?
I go to Arden Middle School.
What's your SEVA about?
My SEVA is about bike safety and how to stay safe on a bike.
Are you excited for tonight?
I am.
I like your shirt. Thank you. What school are you from?
I'm from Oak Hill Elementary.
What's your SEVA on?
My SEVA is on how to clean up to have fun.
And are you excited for tonight?
Yes.
What school are you from?
Herring.
What's your SEVA about?
Wasting paper.
Are you excited for tonight?
What?
Are you excited for tonight?
No.
Why?
Because
I'm sure you'll do good. Have a great night.
This year, the pit crew was awarded with 3 SEVAs and 2 honorable mentions.
I'm sure you want to see the award-winning SEVAs, so here we go.
Quit touching your face! Here's what I mean. Look at this kid. He's resting on his fist. Those germs are way too close to his face. Now let's look at what he did earlier today. On the way back to class, he brushed the locks with his hand, collecting others' germs. Do you know what's on those locks? Number 306, Sally rode the bus holding onto the handrails. Who else has touched those handrails earlier? Number 307, Jimmy picked his nose. Number 308, Luke threw up on his hands. And number 309, Jeremy picked gum off his shoe. You don't know who's touched what you've touched. Stay healthy. Keep germs away from your eyes, mouth, and nose.
What was that?
Whatever.
I think you're forgetting something.
Huh? What the?
What do you think you're doing?
Whoa, what was that?
This may seem like any other 8th grade classroom with any other normal group of kids, but really, that's not the case. Mental health among teens is a rising issue, especially anxiety.
Anxiety is when
The 8th grade Six Flags field trip will be on Monday, June 11th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Permission slips are in the office and are due by May 4th. Mathletes took first place in our previous competition.
You did a great job this year.
Well, sadly, that's all for this week.
See you soon, minors.
Fletcher, why are you running?